It's the Full Force News Burst, proudly brought to you by Battle Action Force, the Treasury editions. I am your host, Christopher McLeod, AKA Diagnostic 80. Now let's get into the news.
Full Force!
Well. Snow Cat is going bananas. Snow Cat ain't the only thing that's going bananas. Yes, hello and welcome to another very happy and buzzy episode of the Full Force News Burst. I've already done all the intro. My previous self from months ago recorded that, and I don't have to do it, but I'm doing it anyway. Friggin' heck. Now, I did say I was quietly confident the other day, but I would be lying if I said I did not feel some element of concern going into the final day. But I have to admit, nothing like a snowball rolling down a hill, says Max. Yeah, indeed, absolutely. Yeah, so it's gone absolutely ballistic, as I think a lot of people figured was going to happen towards the end of the thing, right? That kind of makes a lot of sense. But wow, I definitely didn't expect for it to be at what was it, like 13k by the time I got back. Well, no, 12k by the time I can't even remember what it was. We unlocked something. I had to. Thankfully, I wasn't en route at that point. And then I got back home and it was like, a little bit later and it was at 13k. And I'm like, okay. And now it's at 13 and a half, 13,519 now. My goodness, it is moving rapidly. And I thought, you know what? Let's go on a little live stream. Let's see it. Let's see the new year in, is kind of what it felt like. I was expecting... Genuinely, I was expecting to be sitting here I was going to go late. I was going to go at like 10 and maybe see if it would happen before like a reasonable hour. I thought it was going to go right up to the last millisecond. I don't know. I think maybe this has got some legs in it now. And you know what? We're like 7 o'clock right now. 7:20 past 7, 7:18. We've got was it 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 4 hours and 42 minutes. I genuinely think we're probably gonna rock this one up a bit. I think a lot of people mentioned in the chat previously that they had no concern. They knew it was going to fund, it was going to hit all the... I mean, it hasn't hit everything yet, so let's not get ahead of ourselves, but it has done a hell of a lot better than I think anyone could have expected at this point. I was hoping that, I think it was a couple of days ago that we'd unlocked Jay. It would be good to go, but we didn't, and there was still a little bit of time left. Sorry, there was still a little bit of a few backers to go before we unlocked Jay, but we did that, so it was like sweet. But it was a little bit later in the day than I expected, so I thought, okay, well, at least we've got one unlock. Maybe we'll get... I still felt confident we get both of them, but there's that little feeling in the back of your mind where you kind of go in. Anyway, not much to go now. We are 15,528. My goodness. So hopefully it will tick over while we're on the stream and chatting away about stuff. Now, let me explode for a second. If you'd allow me to explode for a second, and just move on to the more visually appealing side slideshow going on here. The slideshow. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it is the final countdown. I don't know how long I'm going to be on for. As long as it hits 14k, that could be it could be midnight. We could be here that long. Loads of you in the chat. Sorry, I'm not getting to all the comments. Robert Yanes mentions. So yeah, basically earlier today. Let's talk about that quickly. Earlier today, Emily and Lenny went on IG Live to do sort of like a Q&A thing, answer any questions that people had. regarding the whole situation. No, I wouldn't say like I wasn't necessarily like blown away by the answers. It's stuff that we've all heard before. I think it was one of those things that I think a lot of people needed a bit of reaffirming, a bit of a reaffirmation sort of justification of why they're getting involved with this. Maybe it could have been any of those kind of things, but I think that some people definitely needed some like not even closure, but you know what I mean? They needed some sort of like, confirmation on certain aspects. And yeah, one of the things that kind of came out of it was obviously they're working towards making the missile rack a standalone, separate sort of like weapon system, which, is kind of, I mean, to me, that is the most obvious thing anyway. Like, I don't even know why, genuinely don't know why that was not done from the off. Like, it just seems so obvious to me, but that's by the by. Or even something like an additional piece that it clips into. If the roofy bit didn't quite work, maybe they could have done anyway. By the by, it's being dealt with and done and added. Loads of other aspects, like he hasn't even like Lenny was saying, they haven't even like decided on what the trim of the wheels is going to be decoed in. So a lot of people were kind of concerned that there's obviously two different versions. There's a cartoon sort of or animated version of the wheel kind of deco or the wheel trim deco, and then there's the actual action figure version as well. So very different. It's like black and grey, isn't it, basically? So or like one and another. Like there's like a mixture on the toy. So I definitely, yeah, like white front, black rear is what a lot of people were kind of asking for. That's for sure. But one of the, I think the biggest thing that came out of the entire Q&A thing was Emily's little hint at some, possibly paying attention to what Cobra Commander says in the trailer. And in that trailer, he mentions about slapping some white paint on a hiss and on stingers to make Arctic versions, right? So could that be something that they were hinting towards? Very quite possibly, me using words and that, very possibly. So yeah, there could be in the future. I could see them doing that kind of stuff. They've definitely hinted at the fact that the hiss tank's going to be redone again, and I personally, and I'm not taking full responsibility for this, but if you go back and watch old episodes, it's there for proof. My favorite version of the hiss tank is the Arctic hiss tank. Always has been since it came out. Obviously, it wasn't always my favorite hiss from 82 to or 83 or whenever it was it came out to to when the Arctic hiss came out. Obviously, that it wasn't my favorite, but when the Arctic hiss came out, I was very much on board with the Arctic hiss, right? If they do a few things with it, if they change the weapon system, which they did obviously in the the first version, and I suppose that is the original Arctic hiss is what I'm getting at. And if they changed the pack outs on the sides, like it was like a almost like a scaffolding in there that held like I can't remember, like backpacks, and then on the other side there was like like kind of almost like a roll wrap sort of situation, like a tarpaulin. Just I think things like that would be freaking amazing. Like just switch it up, change it up. Yes, there's going to be no lights in this one, obviously. If they're going to do something like reuse his tooling, then you're looking at gutting it really and doing like a very effectively like something very simple on top of it. But yeah, I definitely think they should do something really cool if they were to do an Arctic hiss. I think that would be absolutely phenomenal. And like the fact that those two things are kind of coming up a lot at the moment, I feel like there might be a bit of crossover between them. Now, the other thing you mentioned is stingers, and no one's really said much about that other than maybe that's what the quote was. But I could definitely see them doing an Arctic stinger much easier. I could see them really pulling that one out of the bag. 13565 as we continue through. I will every now and again I'll just yell random numbers. I'm not doing a bingo thing. I'm literally just doing what the current numbers are. So yeah, I think the Arctic hiss is something that I think could happen, but Arctic stinger I think could definitely almost certainly kind of be something they could do. And I would genuinely, I'd take an Arctic Stinger and I'd take an Arctic MMS or HMS, Her Majesty's system, because I think that would be so rad. I personally love the Stinger and the mobile and the HMS. I think they look so frigging good together, and it's one of my favorite things I have in classified. The vehicles go, like the Dragonfly is very close to my heart, and I absolutely adore it. But there's something about the Stinger and that missile system that just slap, like absolutely amazing. 13569. It's moving. It's moving. I had this funny feeling that I was going to come on all like excited and happy that it was moving really fast, and as soon as I got on, it would stop. Just go back the other way. But I hope that doesn't happen. In any case, we're still moving and in the right direction, so yay. So yeah, anyway, lots of hints, or I would say a hint by Emily in that particular IG live, that we could be getting redecoed Arctic vehicles in the future. And would anyone be against that? Not me. I'd actually also be up if they wanted to do an Arctic ferret. I'd be into that too. Honestly, paint everything white and make it look cool, and we'll have some Arctic fun, please and thank you. That said, I think that was an interesting hint, and one that could absolutely very much happen. Oh, diagnostic 13580. See what I did there? It is now 13580 for those keeping score. Fun times. Great hint, says Airborne's Customs. It felt like a good hint, didn't it? Like a solid one. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Slave says Arctic Hiss with Arctic Coat Baroness. Now, I think you're getting somewhere. Now, the other thing I would have said with doing an Arctic Hiss, Baroness sounds great. That's awesome. I would love it for them to do the Arctic Driver, because that Arctic Driver is rad. And you could really get away with a lot of kit bash here. Stick the Hiss Driver head on the jacket that Flint's got, for example, or Frostbite. They're the same jacket, probably the same jacket. And just kind of like, that would be kind of rad. Or do something a bit thick around the old, neck for big fluffy sort of like vibe going on. That'd be so dope. Why not just do the Ice Viper? I don't know. I think the Wolf isn't that unlikely. Bias. I don't think the Wolf is out of the question. Baroness would rule. Yes, Robert Yanes. Baroness would be amazing. A Baroness winter jacket Baroness would be exceptional. And like, I feel like you could just keep doing you could keep releasing Baroness figures with all of these different versions of vehicles. Rattler, friggin' she keeps showing up in all of the vehicles. But I think Ice Viper, I'm not against Ice Viper, by the way, Bias One. I love the Ice Viper, one of my favorite figures from when I was a kid. I had the Wolf was amazing. And maybe I'm just one of the, maybe I'm just doing that thing where I'm protecting the possibility of a wolf in my head, and also making it nice and clean. I like things, I like things clean and straightforward. I'm not always a massive fan when they try and do other things with vehicles. Like, I wasn't a massive fan that I like Stalker, by the way. I love that Stalker 3 3/4 figure, but I wasn't a massive fan they didn't do like crankcase for the Ore Striker Transformers crossover. But I understand why he didn't come with the with that. Like, they were going for like the iconic characters, and I totally get it. But like, I like it when things are nice and clean, and I think an Arctic Hiss Driver would be rad. And you could throw maybe 2 figures in it. I know it would bring the price up a bit, but maybe you could have 2 figures in there. I don't know. But and again, your idea is not a bad one, Bias. Having an Ice Viper in an Arctic Hiss tank would not be like the worst thing ever. It would be freaking amazing. Like I said, I think my preference or my instant reaction is to protect the possibility of a wolf. It's like that sounds like a weird statement, isn't it? But it's kind of like when they brought Copperhead out. I was a little bit like, does this mean we're not getting the water moccasin? And then Python came out, and I'm like, does this mean we're not getting the other version of the moccasin? And you just get to the point where you're like, are we getting a water moccasin? That seems like it could happen. Anyway, excuse me. Okay, I'm back. I've missed a lot of comments since then. I'm very surprised to see the stinger on Walmart shelves. I hope they rerun the vamp. Toy du jour. Maybe that's a signal that they're doing another version of that vehicle. Possibly, I don't know. Possibly. Cal says she even made sure not to rule out a black hiss completely. She instead went into details about the features. I don't think we'll ever get it. I don't think they'll do a black hiss tank. I don't know, actually. Maybe given enough time, I think they'll do a repaint first, and then again in like the future. Excuse me for a second. I should have muted, but I didn't. Instead, I made it. Sorry. Tough. You're gonna have to listen to me blowing my nose in the background. We're getting the full package. Says 1134 Comics. We are now at 13605. Wow, it's definitely going to tick over while we're on stream. I hope. I guess. There's about 20 characters who wore snow gear in the 87 movie. There are Leon loads. Dusty, Dial Tone, Mainframe, Flint J, Quick Kick, obviously Snow Job, but he was just wearing his regular gear. Duke, Scarlet, Roadblock, Cross Country, and is that it? Gung Ho, and I think that's it. I did that one on purpose. I did that one loud on purpose. But yeah, that's what I think that is. Bad Wolf Media says, I think they should hold off on more baronesses. Baroni? I don't know what you call them. We just got a new version with the Rattler, kind of the same reason I want this Flint, but I'm not super psyched. Those breakfast goodies, though. Oh, whatever. They could do the all white snow serpent. Not sure if he'll fit in the hiss, though. Yeah, or maybe use the snow serpent body and the hiss driver head. Does it not fit in the hiss tank? I know. I think there's enough space in there. Anyway, yeah, Mass Baroness is going to be coming out at some point. Yeah, that's almost certain, isn't it? I've missed a lot of comments. My apologies. Sorry, we're gonna have to. I'll come back to some of them. Joe Bits, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. 13,597 backed. It's actually now 13,611 as I read this super chat. The hockey stick is in full effect. It really is. Thank you, Joe Bits. Really appreciate the super chat. Did I miss anyone else's? I don't think I did. Yeah. Chris caught a cold waiting for the Snow Cat to fund. That's quite funny. From medic _1849. No, it's because I ate before I went on, and whenever I eat, my nose runs, and I didn't fully clear the airways, and then I sneezed a little while ago, and that's caused all sorts of issues. Yeah. And does anyone else have that issue when they eat? Whenever they eat anything, does their nose run? It's completely by the by. I don't know why I'm talking about this. Paul says never had a doubt, and I will actually back you up there, Paul, because every single comment you've made when we've been on these shows has been, I'm not concerned. It's going to easily happen. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. And I was like, I wish I shared that confidence. I was quietly confident it'd be fine, but I was not. There was something in the back of my mind. I was like, there was that little bit of doubt that crept in. Airborne Cousin says, yes, I'm eating right now. My nose is running, lol. Yeah, happens each time. Did I eat radiated sausages? Sort of. It does with me. Any food, mine runs, says Anakin. I'm glad I'm not the only person this happens to. Only spicy chicken wings, says RKW. It's okay to talk food. We need the sausages. Indeed, pass. George says, no communication for Yojo June. Rattler sells in record numbers. We get patches. This barely sells. We get a last minute live stream. Promises of sets to come. Q&A. Everyone remember this. Yes, George. There's a lot of info in that. Tim Popkins says, my doctor actually told me that some people, perhaps including me, get runny noses when they eat, like some people who tear up when they yawn. I do that too. I'm usually crying all the time though. Crystal Ball arrives from Walmart tomorrow too, says Cal. Yes, I got my little bit of my notification. I also got my notification on the 2 modular fortifications have left the building, and the polar bear with snake eyes has left the building. It's all coming up Millhouse at the moment, I would say. Okay, we are at 13,620. Wow. What's the HasLab return policy? Says Long Online. Genius. That post was, I can understand why they made that, or why BMAC put that out there, because I think a lot of people were sort of I think that the reason for that was to get people who were like concerned only for what the end result was going to be to jump on only if everything was unlocked. That is the only audience that is reaching, because if you can jump in now and be part of that gets it up to where it needs to be, and then if it doesn't quite get there even after you've done that and that was your intention, you can still cancel afterwards. So it kind of makes some sense as to why they did it. But I must admit, I was kind of like, that's an interesting one to go out for. But it makes sense. Like, it makes sense. It's kind of reaching out to those people that were holding out to, just in case, to see if it would get even close to 14. It looks like it's gonna hit 14 on this stream, that was my intention. I was hoping to get on and it happened, but we're at 13,635 now. So it is absolutely motoring at the moment, like my nostrils. Apologies. Right. Jess has got my polar bear and snake eyes last week, trench viper and crystal ball next week. We're kind of going to need like white modular fortification porta potties, aren't we? Because there's going to have all this like Arctic theme going on. I wonder if we get white ones at some point. I know technically the Joe one is sort of that way, but it's not white. It's like off white, isn't it? Basically, I can't actually remember now. Chris planned it to hit confirmed. Classified Chris planned it to hit confirmed, Jedi Ben. You forgot that bit at the beginning. Unless you jump off in the next 30 minutes, yeah, it'll tier 3 while live. Let's hope so, Bias. Anyway, cool. Right, let's look at some images. So it funded, yay! Quite a little while ago, hit that 8K, and that was an interesting one. Because I've been looking at the old Brian Brink's HasLab charts this entire time, just kind of seeing if any of the what they called, any of those projections or trends sort of change or deviate. And it did. There was a little bit of deviation, which had me a little bit concerned. And now it can't provide a. There you go. Always have a bit of an issue on this page. So it's updated, so it's at 13,627 now, which is actually higher. No, we're actually much higher than that. 13,647. So this is 20 late, but the hockey stick is in full effect. And I think, what is the new projection? They haven't got a new projection at the moment. Excuse me. I'm going to have to blow my nose again, aren't I? Excuse me. Okay. Hopefully that'll do it. It's like ASMR. It's like the opposite of ASMR. People listening to just throw up in the background. Yeah, so there's no new projection on there at the moment, but it looks like it's going to be, well, it looks like it could very well do a classified hockey stick. Although, funny enough, I had this conversation the other day. One of my concerns was that the Sky Striker HasLab, which obviously wasn't classified, it was the first Joe one. It was, whatever you want to call it. I've missed a super chat. Sorry, Bri. Let me get there now. I wasn't paying attention. I just received notification my Rattlers have shipped. Now I'm frantically trying to clear out space. Rattlers? Are you crazy, Bri? Anyway, glad that you're getting those, and thank you very much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. So yeah, I was kind of looking at the data, and I saw that with the Sky Striker, that had the biggest final day, even more so than the other ones from Classified. So the biggest sort of like hockey stick last leap thing is really the Sky Striker. That's got the biggest one. So when I was looking at the fact that the way that the projection was going, the way that the arc of the Covenant was moving for the Snowcat, it kind of stumbled a little bit where the Sky Striker had a bit more of a sort of rise. And even though it's always been ahead of the Sky Striker for backer numbers, it's followed the exact same trajectory. I mean, they all follow roughly the same trajectory, which is kind of crazy, with the exception, I think, of the Hiss tank, which kind of does this curvy little thing at the beginning, but the rest of them are pretty solid. They have like a pretty early spike, and then they kind of peter off, and they all follow the same sort of trajectory, and then right at the end, boom shakalaka, it starts to curl up a little bit and then goes like absolutely bonkers right at the end. So yeah, I want to say that when I saw this, and I was kind of like, I was putting pretty much most of the idea of how it was going to finish, I was kind of playing it against the Sky Striker. But then I got concerned because I thought, well, the Sky Striker had the biggest like hockey stick final day, more so than any of the others have, and that made me kind of go, wow, that might be an incorrect like comparison. It's probably gonna finish a bit closer or less than the next classified, like the closest classified final day. But at the moment, it's outdoing the Dragonfly final day, and but it's not outdoing the other two at the moment. The Rattler has had the biggest one out of the classified bunch, but like I said, the Sky Striker had that biggest final day, and it was crazy. So I was kind of like, my concern kind of like changed a little bit when I saw that little stumble towards the end, and it wasn't following the same trajectory as the Sky Striker. And then I thought, well, the Sky Striker probably has it beat in terms of that final day. So I was like, oh god, here we go. And lo and behold, it's at 13,675 now and still moving. Wow. I'm not going to just completely disappear when it hits 14k. I'll make the most out of this, but I'm not going to be going till midnight. Kitty said. Obviously, we'll kind of post at time for the final number, and I'll probably speak to you guys again on the weekly about it. Depending on if any other information comes out tomorrow. If something else pops up tomorrow, then maybe we'll jump on another live. But it always seems a little bit kind of pointless when we've got the weekly the next day. Anyway, Leon says 5 campaigns and only 1 tier missed. Classified still 100% record. Well, not yet, Leon, but yeah, it's looking that way. Yeah, we've definitely passed the projection 1's end number high. It's me for Brian Brink's HasLab charts, which was the projection 1 was 13,646, which we are some ways at 676, so 30 more than the original projection. Projection 2 is 13,948, which I think it's going to comfortably go past as well. This is the thing. After that, genuinely, do not care where it lands. This could end up being the biggest, could be like a 30k, a 35k, just to really rub it in, and I would not care. I mean, I'd be really impressed and quite ecstatic, but I'd also be like, I don't, I kind of feel like if it finishes at 14.5, I'm going to be happy. If it finishes at like just over 14, I'm going to be happy. As long as we unlock that tier, doesn't matter to me. I don't care where it lands. Genuinely don't care. Like, it is proven with all of these things against it as well that it's got legs still, which is crazy to me, because the amount of people I've seen kind of like bashing it or not wanting it, or I don't know, just not really wanting it for whatever reason, whatever the reason may be. And again, there are people that can't afford it or can't, put it anywhere. All of these are valid reasons not to get it, 100%. And I understand, totally understand. But for all the kind of like almost like aggressive sort of like negativity towards it, I'm really surprised we're here. I'm surprised we're at 13,689. Really surprised. I'm also surprised we're at 262 in terms of people watching this, which is like I think we've done just over 300, which was the record. Can we break the record on this? Can we get over 300 people watching it at once as we drop about 10,000 people? Crop style. Oh yeah, you're saying it was what Emily said today about what was coming. You mean like the hint thing that she put out there about the Arctic hiss possibly, or like the Arctic stinger. That's why we love your aggressive positivity. I wouldn't call it aggressive positivity. It's just more, I think it's, well, I know you're joking, but yeah. 13,689 now. This is very, very cool. Yeah, not much left, honestly. Yeah. This is how most campaigns will be. The major hitters are down and space creep is real. I agree with that totally. I would also say there was a question put to Lenny. I'm not sure how well he answered it or how he stayed on track with it. He ended up talking about how he displays things more so than, you know, what are you guys thinking about the space issue that people are going to have with this. And I think this is my personal viewpoint on everything, right? Is if it's cool enough and you really want it, you find a way. Whether that's the payment thing or whether it's the space thing or both. Like, and one of those things could be remedied with one thing that you could do, and that is maybe shifting some older stuff, selling some stuff, and clearing that space, and at the same time getting some money in to do it. So if there's something that you really like and are really blown away by, 13,705, we're in the 700s. Amazing. Then I can understand. Then there's a way. Like, people will find life finds a way for sure. So I would say on that one, the space thing is not their concern, is it? At the end of the day, their concern is, will people stop buying this stuff? And then when that happens, it's the same as everything. It just stops happening, doesn't it? Basically. So it's just the life cycle of everything, really. And it's really up to their MO isn't how are we thinking about the customer's space. They're thinking, how do we sell them this each time, and how do we get the most out of it? Unfortunately, that is what Hasbro's MO is going to be, not necessarily the brand team's MO. They want to just make cool stuff and have people enjoy it. But in terms of like Hasbro as a corporation, it's as soon as it stops doing what they want it to do, I won't see it anymore, or it'll be minimized, and then we'll be back to year one budget, or things like that, basically. What are we up to now? We are up to 13,715. Man, it's moving actually a lot faster than I thought it was going to move. What we've been on, like half an hour, it's probably shifted over 200 since I've been on. It was like 13.5, wasn't it, when I started recording? And now we're at 13,715. So it's shifting. And also, I think when it gets closer and closer to that end goal, I think it will probably go a bit faster. I also haven't got any images lined up for posts after this, so I'll probably just have to mess about online live and go yay. Anyway, we unlocked Lady J at 12k, at 10k, wasn't it? And I think that was the important one for me. And when it wasn't done earlier than I expected, that's when my concern shifted a little bit. And I was like, okay, maybe we've got J, but where do we finish realistically? 13,719 currently. So yeah, so we got Jay, and again, this is a big one because a lot of cool accessories with this figure as well, and I love that. And not just Haul Down the Heavens, but like the Jay and Flint appearance at the beginning of the movie, and that's obviously what Flint's jacket is modeled on, not the Sunbow episode, but the actual animated movie appearance, and you're loving that. So I was really happy that we unlocked Jay, mainly because as well it means we're getting closer. 7 13 732. It means we're getting actually closer and closer and closer to Flint as well. And of course, following Jay, we unlocked tier 2 in the bivouac, and that was again another big one for sure. When Emily said she didn't add those international orders yet, I knew we were golden, says Cropstar. Yeah, when she mentioned that in the video, I was quietly like, oh sweet, like kind of thinking, okay, we might be good here. Todd says at this rate it'll be 18 to 20k. Well, we'll see where it lands. Again, I don't really care where it lands as long as it goes beyond 14k, continues beyond 14k, and stays beyond 14k. I couldn't give 2/3 of a monkey's fluff. So yeah, the bivouac, very cool. And we got some dope accessories with this too. For posterity, 13.519 is the first update Chris gave when his stream started, so more than 210 added since then. Thank you very much, Bad Wolf Media. 13.735 now, as it continues to move. 77T John says, with backers needed and time left, we're good if we just get over one backer per minute. Todd says the trolls said international backers at the end were fake rumors. That's whatever. Okay. Just make stuff up, I think. A second bivouac down the line was hinted at. Yeah, for sure, Robert. Absolutely. But that's not just on the Instagram video. That's been hinted multiple times. It was hinted in my interview with Lenny and Tony. Yeah, so it looks like I said, it looks like we're getting very, very close to unlocking Flint, which is amazing. So that is what is left, guys. There he is. That's what we're all reaching for at the moment. I'm seeing if there's been any since I put him on screen. Looks like there's been 2 backers since he went up on screen. Oh, 744. Blimey. Is me putting this on screen absolutely ramped the Flint numbers up there? What is it? Because no, it's back to, that's weird. 744, 13,744. That did jump quite dramatically as soon as Flint hit the stream, as they say. It just absolutely rocketed. Yeah, I think people want those wieners. They want those wieners on sticks, and the eggs in the frying pan, and the percolator, and the coffee cup, and the rifles, and the pistol, and the Flint, of course. Yeah. Brilliant. Give me the eggs. Give me the eggs. Give me the eggs, says Blitz. 13,752. It really is moving. It's really moving, guys. Don't worry, I have more things to talk about. Then I've got all of the images for the Snow Cat here as well, so we can obviously we'll return to Flint hopefully when he gets unlocked. Because I mean, it's happening. It's happening. He says, yeah, it is. Who doesn't love a good wiener? Exactly, Gil. Who does not love a good wiener? Just glad they didn't throw in baked beans. How dare you, Martin? I'd love a little can of Heinz baked beans, please and thank you. I'm a chef. I actually really want the food accessory, says Toy du Jour. That's awesome. Medic says, my kid keeps asking if the sausages have funded. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let's go and let's look at more Snowcat images. Doesn't it look amazing? I think it looks great. I am also thinking already about what it could be transformed into, what it could be repainted as in the future. Obviously, we've got these wonderful images. Very cool. Shout out to Shooting the Galaxy, Corey, Matt, of course, from Shooting the Galaxy, Corey, everyone involved that do these wonderful photo shoots. I would say, though, I'm telling you this now, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened. I'm surprised they haven't done this. Maybe it's for after the campaign. Maybe they've got some like cool images for afterwards. I'm surprised we haven't seen the polar bear in these particular promo images. I'm also surprised they didn't like do some sort of shot of like a ton of snow serpents and Arctic bats and them and Snow Job like fighting them off sort of thing, and Snake Eyes. I'm really surprised, and maybe even a bit of timber in there, bit of white timber, bit of other Snake Eyes with the shamak, all that kind of jazz. I don't know. Matt says, Chris, start the call out on this channel, Whale 2027. I'd love a whale. But for me, it's the Tomahawk / Eaglehawk. They can't get any Arctic bat, says Paul. Oh my God, that's so genius. That is so funny. And you're right. You're right. We'll be getting to that in the second toy du jour. Let me get through these images and we'll be talking about what else could we get out of the Snow Cat. I'm already thinking about that. I love these shots with, with Frostbite kind of fixing things and all that kind of, and dropping things. It looks like on that left image. And also, yeah, the missile system out there on the side. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for what they're actually going to do for that and how it's going to look. 13763, it is still moving. Some great shots here as well of the back and the front. There you go. The engine, the 9 liters, double 9 liter engine, so 18 liters. And yeah, the kind of, I love that shot of the windscreen wiper sort of like clearing the windscreen of the snow and the ice. And I think that is another good thing that they threw in there, sort of like a removable, reusable kind of sticker for the windscreen and stuff. So I'm really happy with that. 13773 for those keeping score at the moment. One of the biggest wins, I think, and also one of the biggest, so a big win, and then also connected to that, a bit of a missed opportunity, in my opinion, is the bivouac storage, right? Awesome that you can store the bivouac in the Snow Cat. I mean, no brainer, genius, love it. Simple, but effective. What I really wish they'd considered, though, is making that bivouac tent piece a canopy. I just think that is, I think it's too good. And I don't know why it wasn't worked in, because it just seems so obvious to me. I was almost half expecting it when they revealed the bivouac. I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's the roof for the guys in the back. And when it wasn't, I was like, I don't know. That was the first thing that came to my mind. Honestly, that was the first thing that hit me. 13782. But I'm not too fussed, because at the end of the day, you can still store everything, and that's really cool. All the accessories get stored away, all the food gets stored away, everything gets stored, and it's nice and contained and brilliant, including the wrench and I think it's a cat claw, isn't it? Like a pry bar. What the hell do we call that in the UK? Crowbar. I've been out of the UK for too long. I'm so sorry, guys. I've failed my homeland, which I don't even really have a homeland, but you know what I mean. But yeah, the crowbar or the wrench or the adjustable spanner, as we call it, can clip into the inside of the doors on the engine flaps. Can't think of a better way to describe it. We are now at 13789. It is moving. It is moving. Anakin says tire iron. I like it. Joe Bits, another super chat. Thank you very much. I think the Joe team decided not to insert other Arctics to avoid confusion about what you're getting in this HasLab 13,782. Yeah, possibly. I don't know. It's an interesting one, but thank you very much for the super chat, Joe Bits. I very much appreciate it. Too late for Devilfish Unlock? Probably, Stygian, yeah. Robert says, imagine 3 tiers get funded and they announce a 4th tier. I don't think they'll do that. It's a bit like, I mean, we're talking hours now. I don't think they're going to do that, but that would be kind of crazy and fun. Ray says, for such an intricate update to the original, the new single prong wiper blade is so basic. That's actually a good point because, like, yeah, I know what you mean. I get what you're saying, and also, it would have been really fun if it was all like, you put the lights on and it goes. That would be amazing. I really want the Thunder Machine, says Xenu Prime 1. I really want the Thunder Machine next year. That'd be cool. But if we do get one, it has to come with like a bunch of motorcycles as well, in my opinion. I want tire chains from Gridiron. That's all I see it actually needs, says Crusty Old Crow. Good shout, actually. Moray unlock. Come on, Stygian. Diana, hello, Diana. I will continue to make bad jokes about unlocking Flint's weenie unless it's funded or until it's funded, whichever works. You keep talking about Flint's weenie. We're at 13,807. It's getting closer. Matt O'Brien, thank you for the super chat. 13,790. Well, sorry, I'm late to getting to your super chat. We're now at 13,800 or whatever it is. 13,807. Just wanted to show some love for all you do. Thank you, Matt. Always appreciate you and your super chats, buddy. Thank you very much. Indeed. And your regular chats and everyone's regular chats. Thank you very much. Bad Wolf Media said Emily was adamant there's not more coming and not freebeing any of the tiers. Yes, absolutely. Did they say if the large blast effects are included? Renders show smaller ones. Not sure. Hi, it's me. Not sure. I don't think they mentioned anything about them, but I think they just said that everything that you see is what you're getting with the base version. Yeah, no more tears, they said, Anakin, apart from us crying either with happiness or sadness or anger. I really want an Arctic Cobra Commander in the jacket with that white hiss, says Jedi Ben. Good shout, actually. Yeah, that would be a pretty not obvious one, but definitely a good one to do. Diana talking about Flint's weenie makes me feel like she's moved on from Duke, says Jeremy. That's hilarious. Did Flint's weenie get frostbite, says Red Wolf 1977. Hopefully not. Anyway, yeah, more images. Oh, the other thing I want to talk about was the freaking winch. I didn't realize it was hidden away in a little compartment at the front, which makes it even cooler because it's nice and clean. Like it closes up and there's like the little bar, the handlebar on the front to pull it down. Love it. Very cool. Lovely stuff. Again, just, great shots of the figures interacting with the vehicle and the bivouac. Lady J is getting ready to fight something. Maybe a polar bear's turned up. And there's Frostbite getting the old coffee on. And here he is just deciding, you know what, sod this. I'm going to get on my snowboard and do some cool tricks and then go fishing. And I can see, that's probably just Frostbite's shadow, isn't it, in the snow? But I kind of feel like maybe they're hinting at some other character or creature. Is that snake armor in the background? I'm just kidding. And then, of course, the lighting. Lenny did mention that the lighting isn't like great on the model 13827, the actual model they have, the resin model, because they feel like the canopy is also going to be slightly different. So when that lights up, it's going to be pretty cool. So I'm expecting to see more in the future when they have a more advanced, let's say, production sample. And then, of course, or what will probably happen is what happened this year, which we don't hear anything about it until like Yojo June. And then they're like, oh, here's an unboxing. And it's like, there was nothing. You said nothing for like 70 months. But now we've got it in hand. The idea that it can be a nightlight makes me squee, says Stygian. Yeah, the fact you can just plug it in and leave it on forever is great. Anyone thinking about what decals they want to put on their snowboards? Yeah, I'm now that you've mentioned it, I am. I want Renegade's roadblock with a Santa hat, says Rachel. That's actually genius. Last year I was watching your Full Force Weekly when you announced when the Baroness unlocked. Oh, Scott, yeah. Were we there when I think we saw it tick over, didn't we? Oh, maybe not the Rattler. I definitely saw the Dragonfly tick over. No, it was the Sky Striker, because we went live and it didn't tick over for their live video. They finished their video and it hadn't moved and it was still hadn't funded. And then I went live, and I'm not because I went live, but I went live and the timing of it meant, because there was a glitch, an error, and it had clearly funded, but it had just frozen. And then when I went live, it unlocked and all that kind of jazz and was fixed. So it's funny that I got to be on a live stream while that unlocked, or like, completed the funding and everything, went on the base. I think that was the initial base funding flip over. But yeah, for the other ones, I can't remember if we've done stuff where it's actually happened. But yeah, Baroness, did you say? So maybe Baroness was unlocked when I was on stream. Am I going to display mine with fake snow or just a normal shelf? Don't know yet, Matt, but I would like to do some sort of extra with it for sure. They need to retroactively design a USB port that plugs into the battery slot for the other HasLab vehicles. That would be kind of fun too. Do you know what though? I've hardly used the lights. Genuinely hardly. I've used them to see what they do, try a few different things, but that's it. I haven't left them on at any point. I haven't done anything like that. It's crazy. Anyway, beautiful lighting system. It looks very, very cool. 13859. Getting there. I know what we're nearly an hour in. This is probably going to go a little bit longer, but I don't mind if you guys don't mind. Spray can snow, says Anakin. Sorry, I'm late, says Vince. Is true they confirmed on Arctic Hiss Tank on the live stream today? Didn't confirm on anything, Vince. They teased, or Emily mentioned that, just listen to what Cobra Commander says in the trailer, sort of thing. She didn't really say anything direct, so nothing's confirmed. But there's a possibility that, yeah, we could be getting Arctic decoed Stingers and Hiss tanks possibly in the future. But that's only if that's what she's referring to. If she's referring to that specific thing that he says in that trailer or that launch video. 13861 now. Holy crap. I never get all the crying for Arctic characters: Snowjob, Arctic Bats, Snow Serpents, Cobra La, a polar bear, Timber. Yeah, me neither. But then again, people like what they like at the end of the day. But it's weird. Like anything Joe seems to be fine with me. Like it's really weird. I've always been like that as a kid as well. Like I've always if it's like if I'm into a line, I'm into a line. Like, and there's a reason I'll like something for whatever reason, but there will be a reason for it. And even if it's like when you compare it to a bunch of different things, it's like the blandest, like not necessarily the most interesting thing in that particular line. It's sort of still part of the universe, if that makes sense. I think I just view everything sort of in the same way that I view trilogies of movies, that I can't see them separately, or like if they're in the same universe, it's all the same thing to me. Like I don't. It just it might be like a poor day as opposed to a film I don't like, if that makes sense. If I'm into something, I'm usually into it and into its full force, thus the name of the show, which obviously was named after the Action Force cartoon overdub, etc., and not what I just said there. I wish we could get key fobs to turn these HasLab lights on. I hate trying to knock figures over reaching for buttons. Oh, first world problems there, Krusty Old Crow. I hope they make every character except Ninja Force Zartan. Ryan, get out. Jello Ben says Chris rocking HasLab countdown as regular as the new year and much better. This does feel like bringing in the new year, actually. I quite like that. I think if you couple it with what was said at SDCC, there's every reason to think dumbed down versions of HasLabs are happening. Agreed, Bias One. Can a retailer just buy what's left already? That's hilarious. I haven't even put batteries in my Rattler yet, says Airborne's customer. I haven't even opened mine up and I've had it for a week. Let's see where we're at. 13883. Oh my goodness. We are very close to Flint. Less than 150 in a little under 4 hours. Correct me if I'm wrong, but since the Hiss mold has been backed, that means the next Hiss will be a normal but limited sale on Hasbro Pulse. Well, we don't know is the answer, but effectively what you're looking at is they would reuse the tooling and probably not have electronics, probably just, simplify it. So you're just utilizing the base body, for example, and then for a Hiss tank, I would expect them to maybe just have all the base, not the base offering that you had of the Hiss tank, but like the simple basic Hiss tank, right? and then redecoed, and away you go. Maybe change the weapon section or something, but like in terms of new, keep it pretty simple and minimal. Do some sort of kit bash vehicle driver with a HIS driver head, and away you go. But yeah, that's what you'd be doing, and I don't know what the price point would be. I don't know any of that. It's at this point, it is all speculative. Classified HasLab reuse is uncharted territory, says Blitz. True. HasLab reuse isn't, but yes, classified HasLab reuse is. An F-22 inspired fighter with Ace would be awesome. Yeah, so it could be a little bit smaller, Ed, right? So it could be, yeah, rather than it being like a massive Sky Striker sort of thing, you could kind of get it a little bit smaller. Wish it was a baller. The reuse HasLabs will be all over printed, not HasLab instead of no step. Hi, it's me, right? I'd hope the HIS would be the classified version, the cooler cockpit and tread covers. Oh, rather than just like like the standard retro version. I don't know. I would kind of, I don't know what we'd end up with or what they'd end up doing. Really don't know. It's really it's an interesting one until we see it. Really, I guess. I wonder, would a re-release HIS even have movable tracks or a fixed track mold? I think that would still be the same. I'd be pretty whack to get a vehicle that large that didn't have the sort of like free moving treads. I think they would still do that personally. I don't know. X30 would be great for sure. I think X30 would be a great one to do in terms of size. 13900. We're into the final 100 to get to 14k. My goodness, we could be doing this at a reasonable hour. Yippee-ki-yay. Something Falcon. What was the what was the overdub TV version of the swear word in Die Hard? I can't remember. It was something Falcon, wasn't it? Do you guys remember what it was? There was a made for TV version, and they changed the naughty MF like swear word to something Falcon. Mr. Falcon. Thank you, Ryan. Mr. Falcon. Oh my god. Thank you, Bad Wolf. Thank you, Leon. Mr. Falcon. Oh my god. Made for TV Die Hard 2. Yes, Ryan, it was, wasn't it? It was. Did they not do the Mr. Falcon in Die Hard, the first one? Was it the second one? Because that's true. I've only ever seen the clips of that overdub in Die Hard 2, now that you mention it, which is funny. Anyway, yeah, Mr. Falcon. Why have I not been saying this over and over again since I don't understand why I always forget what it was. It makes me laugh for like a week, and then it just goes out of my brain. Why am I not saying Mr. Falcon all the time? 13905. Anyway, and then one final shot of the Snow Cat as it meanders slowly, but not at the moment. It's gonna zip away very quickly towards the end of its journey into the dark distance there. And now let's talk reuse, because I feel like we're safe now, he says. 13908. The Tiger Cat, obviously a very obvious redeco, I think, to do, and one that I would be absolutely on board with. I am not, Gary. No, I'm not there. I am in the other place. But hi, how you doing? Anyway, yes, Tiger Cat. I would be absolutely all over them doing this. All over this. And a Tiger Force Frostbite, which is more likely, I would say, than a Tiger Cat. But I can wait. I can wait 3 years. What year are we in? 5? Oh, 2028. Can I genuinely wait for 2028? Yeah. I'll wait for 2028 to get a Tiger Cat. I'm there. I'm cool. I'm hip. 13919. It is moving still, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yes, so Tiger Cat. I think that this is the main one for me. Just like the Tigerfly is the main repaint for the Dragonfly for me as well. And again, I think a Tiger Force Wild Bill and a Tiger Fly are absolutely Mr. Falconing right there. I think that there's a real chance of that happening for me, and I think it might just be in my brain, in my own head. But I would be absolutely down for that. And the more I think about it, what year was that? So it would be 24. Was that Dragonfly? Dragonfly was 24, right? It's His Tank, Dragonfly, Rattler. Yeah, so 24, 25, 26, yeah, it'd be 27, 2027. We could see a Tigerfly in 2027. Oh my goodness. 13931 935. It's moving every time I refresh the page. It's gone up another like few. This is crazy. A Tigerfly was Recondo. Yes, but it was Wild Bill in the UK, even though it was still Recondo. It was named Wild Bill. And the other thing I was going to say is they did do a Tiger Force Wild Bill for the Tiger Rat, was it? In the modern era, I think it was. And there's another one we could get a Tiger Force version of, the Rattler, 13940. My God, this is happening. Anyway, let's quickly look at these. Street Fighter Devastator, maybe. Bit of a push, that one. But I tell you what, that's amazing. A purple and black one. Go on. And a Sagat figure. Yeah. Yes, please, and thank you. Championship edition, or whatever it is, the other alternate vision special edition. I'd 100% be up for them doing Street Fighter classified figures. The problem is, obviously, Jada are doing some absolutely phenomenal Street Fighter figures. So I don't think you need classified Street Fighter figures. Controversial. Just get the Jada ones, right? They probably work. I'd hope so anyway. So Devastate is another version. Then, of course, we've got the Havoc Mark II, which could be done. I could see this happening. I could see them doing some kind of generic green version and maybe calling it Havoc Mark II and going this route. I could see that. 13952. Oh my God. We're going to unlock Flint while I'm talking about the Basilisk, aren't we? Which makes no sense, really. But again, here's another option, the Havoc Mark II. And then finally, we have the Basilisk. So could Cobra get their own version of it with a blue and red? And I tell you what, this makes me excited just for that red windscreen, honestly. That cockpit is really nice in red. Although it does rub me the wrong way. And this is someone who fully embraced the stealing of opposition vehicles to repaint them in Tiger Force or Python Patrol colors. Yeah, I have some sort of issue with the Basilisk being a thing. But either way, there you go. There's that. 13955 now. I am going to Scarborough Fair. No, I am going to pop this on screen because I think we're not far now from unlocking Flint, and I could not be bloody happier, honestly. Oh, this is so cool. This is so rad. Did I think I would be on doing the live stream with it ticking over like this? No. And I was going to go late. I was going to start at 10 or something. If I'd have started at 10 and just blindly not paid attention to what was going on today, I would have 100% missed this completely. 13962. 13962. Oh my, 65. This is crazy. This is crazy. X Factors said a little concerned about Lenny saying they intend to change the headlight colors from the ice blue that they have in the promo images. I don't think they'll change it drastic. Like there won't be a different, like it won't be something other than blue, right? I imagine it will be something similar, but we'll see. 13965. God, it's so close. It's so close. I can't believe I've done an episode today where all I've done is refreshed a web page that you can't even see on screen. And I've just been shouting numbers the whole way through. This has been the worst like bingo episode ever. This is going to happen. This is going to happen, guys. And then not just that, but like 13970. Oh, here we go. This is going to happen, right? This is going to be an exciting point of the day for me. We'll call it, you know, we'll call it early. I'm not going to stay up like till like freaking midnight. Of course I'm not, he says. And then we're here at 3 a.m. all drunk, just like, you know, shirt off, tie wrapped around our head, like singing like Sweet Caroline, like it's a wedding. No, this is rad. This is super rad. Yeah, and Jedi Ben says, "Don't be modest, Chris. You planned this and called in some favors." Yeah, that's the if you I know that's a joke anyway, but that's quite funny. 13976. Are you calling me Papa Smurf, Barking Fridge? Because that's fine. Have I gone blue? Giddy Squeal says Prophet. We're there. We're nearly there. 24. I know. 13976. This is crazy. This is crazy. So, okay. The positivity angle here, like it hasn't been positive all night, is that one, this is another big success for classified series, right? Which continues the life cycle of the classified series. The more successful it is, the longer it goes. Oh, 320. I just realized how many people are watching. 325. Wow. The numbers on our show are going up as well as the numbers on the Snow Cat, which is crazy. 13978 now. Thank you to everyone watching, by the way. If you could hit the like button, or like on YouTube, or react on Facebook, that'd be really cool. Thank you, guys. And if you're not, if you're watching on Facebook and you don't currently subscribe to the channel, I would be very, very, very appreciative if you could sub to our YouTube channel. That'd be great. Thank you. 13993 995 13995. That was quick. 13995. Here we go, guys. Here it goes. I'm just going to refresh now until it happens. I'm going to keep refreshing. 13995. Are we there? Are we there? Are we there? Still not yet. Not for me anyway. It might be on for you, but 14. We're there. 14 in the double. I've got 1406. 14,006 I have on mine. We're there. We've unlocked Flint. We've done the Snow Cat HasLab. It's complete, guys. We've completed it. Friggin' amazing. Amazing. Congratulations to the classified team, the G.I. Joe team, of course, for yet another successful campaign for the classified series. Amazing stuff. Congrats to everyone who jumped on board and got it over the line with a decent amount of time to go. Blitz, thank you so much for the super chat. It feels so good to see the Snow Cat push through every hurdle thrown at it during the campaign. The fact that it did, and this is my favorite Joe vehicle, will make it that much sweeter in my hands. Well, I'm really happy for you, Blitz, and thank you very much for the extraordinarily, generous super chat. Appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. And I'm glad that you're getting your favorite vehicle. I hate the Snow Cat. I'm joking. Could you imagine? I'm like, I don't even really like it. No, that's amazing. And thank you very much to everyone watching the show tonight as well. I hope you've enjoyed me talking absolute garbage for the entire duration. But we've unlocked Flint. We're completely and utterly done and dusted and covered in mustard. I'm going to take this moment to have a very quick commercial break. It's a victory dance right there, guys. I've put the funded thing on there. I haven't really got a graphic, unfortunately. I did not think ahead on this one at all, did I? Although I did, I just actually it was because I couldn't really. I don't have the time. Thank you very much, Bri, again for the super chat. The sausages with vehicle HasLab is fully funded. Hilarious, hilarious, guys. We have our sausages, we have our eggs, we have our fish. Amazing, and we got a massive banger to enjoy whilst getting into the deluxe Treasury Edition Battle Action Force books, which you can get from TotalToyBooks.com if you're in the UK and Europe, and of course Skeletron.com if you're in the US. They're amazing. Deluxe Treasury Editions are gorgeous. Shout out to Brian and everyone involved in doing that as well. Right then. Thank you very much for joining me and talking absolute bananas all the way through this. We are currently now at 14,039 backers. Unreal. What I may do is while I'm on the show, I imagine, what do you call it? I imagine Hasbro Pulse will post like a thing, won't they? Like I could just reshare that, because sometimes I get lazy. Sometimes I'll do my own things, like I'll make my own post or what have you, and then other times I'll just be like, have they posted something that I can just share? Like that happens a lot. And a lot of the time I'll just reshare that. But like, yeah, I was kind of getting ahead of myself and posting my own, like, unlock this and unlock that, but it's all good. I'm just really happy it's happened. I'm also surprised they haven't already posted it, because you'd think they'd be all over that. I wonder if they've posted stuff on Instagram, because that usually goes first, doesn't it? They usually put everything on Insta first. But yeah, free the wieners, amazing. Yeah, absolutely insane. Can't believe it, but can at the same time. It's like I can believe it, but I also can't believe it. I think this. I'm still a little bit. I'm not like fully. Hasn't fully sunk in yet. And clearly hasn't fully sunk into the team yet, because no one's posted anything. Guys, come on. It's literally just turned over 14k. Let's get the posts out, shall we say. Anyway, yeah, thanks guys. Much appreciated. I will be back, I think. I'll be back on Saturday for sure. And depending on what happens tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, I know I said I'm going to do the unboxing of the Rattler, but I just haven't had the time nor energy to kind of get my head into that game. So I'm pretty sure not everyone's that fussed, because the unboxings, they're fun and all, but it's not like everyone joins in for that one. So, and I understand, especially when I'm like 7 months later than everyone else. But yeah, I do kind of enjoy opening them, kind of like talking them through with people and stuff. So I'll probably still do it. I just don't know when that's going to happen. What I will be doing though is posting my own little kind of fun shots of the Rattler in its fake air strip sort of dio area, which I think is going to be quite cool to put together. So anyway, I'll definitely be making that a social post. But I don't know I might just open the Rattler. I might just open it, have fun with it, do what everyone else does normally, and then take pictures of it afterwards. I don't know, we'll see how it goes, we'll see how I feel. Tomorrow might be the day where I do the unboxing, who knows? That'd be a fun one to do, and it wouldn't really get in the way of, like, it wouldn't be a repetitious thing to do for then the weekly happening on Saturday. So maybe that's a good spot to do it in. I don't know, I'm thinking about this on the fly. I'm excited. I can't believe we've sat here the whole time waiting for the the Snow Cat to kind of reach its 14,102 backers, but it's there, and it's well beyond that now already. Now let's see. It'd be interesting to it'd be interesting to see where it ends up come midnight, Kitty said. So yeah, I will probably stay up to see where it lands. That doesn't work as well when it's not a Rattler. I was using lands a lot, like, well, let's see where it lands. Kind of using kind of air-based puns, and I kind of ran out of like cold puns, like almost like day one. It's like, yeah, staying frosty. I'm gonna stay frosty until the light. That doesn't make sense anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna take the loss on that one and be really, really excited and happy. You can tell I'm excited because I haven't stopped talking for like solidly for like an hour and 15 minutes. This is awesome. did not expect to be this like this. I did not expect to be like this. I thought it was going to be like 10 o'clock. I'd be going live and be like, "Hi guys, I'm really tired, and we are 3,000 away from." But this is nuts. This is nuts. Anyway, this is good stuff. I'm excited. Anyway, I'm going to bring it to a close there. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Obviously, keep monitoring the situation, because that's where we want to see it. And I'm going to say where is it going to finish? I'm going to do 16-8-48. 16-8-48. 16-8-48. If that lands exactly on that, people are going to be like, okay, he knew that was going to happen somehow. This is all rigged. But I genuinely, right now, that was random as fudge. I'm going to say that 16-8-6-8, and now I think it was 8-6-8 or 8-4-8. I can't remember which one I said now. Whatever I said first, that's what I'm going to think it's going to land on. Anyway, have a great rest of your evening, guys. Stay fresh, cheese bags. And after 3, you know what to do. 1, 2, 3. Full force. And a happy new year. That's it for this installment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, full force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos. And as always, you can keep up with the show after listening by following on all of our social platforms, links in the description. And if you would like to contact the show, you can message us on any of those platforms with feedback or questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/The Full Force Podcast, or click the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force.